Welcome back to Jesters of Ravenloft, where a group of comedians try to escape the horrors of the mists. The troupe prepared to do battle with the approaching caravan when New Rogue recognized them as the Vistani, the traveling performers they had met in Happy Town. But just as they were greeting each other, the Doctor Deputy, thinking that Adam was speaking to him in code, attacked. Del managed to think quickly and stop the squire momentarily, but when he kept attacking, Adam shoved him into his bag of holding. Back at the were camp, Tyler found a clever way to set up an invisible fishing hole in the sky where they could fish for groundworms. But will that even matter if the Vistani's fears aren't allayed by Jack Magnum's tricks? I doubt it.
Hello, friends, and welcome to this week's recording of Jesters of Ravenloft. We're here. We got the whole crazy gang back together after a holiday break, where hopefully all of you tuned in to either the YouTube or the podcast feed to get Wet Changes Sketch Show Special live from the Edinburgh Fringe. We're going to put a lot of air quotes around all that shit, but using all of the sketches they have ever mentioned as this sketch troupe has traveled through Ravenloft. So it's a whole bunch of absolute madness that's available there. We're so glad to have you all back. We're glad to be back. We heard some people heard, we may be taking the whole month off. No. We're back now. And then we are taking next week off because I have to go on vacation. And then we're back forever in our own Sisyphusian repeating D&D nightmare. No, we love it here. We love it here. And it has been great. I am now going to try to catch everybody up on everything that has happened in Jesters of Ravenloft until now. Our four heroes are the sketch comedy troupe Wet Change and their stage manager, Del Borovic. They were performing at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, as you can hear in our special episode filled with a bunch of very good sketches. They were sucked into Ravenloft, where they were trapped inside the nightmare realm of Dungeons & Dragons. Specifically, in a world, we're playing a little bit alt-world. Dungeons & Dragons did not exist in the real world, because that would have been too meta. So they just got sucked into a mystical, horrifying fantasy realm, where it turned out they had been summoned by Ezra, the god of the mists. Ezra had summoned them trying to get champions and brave warriors, and accidentally, through some clumsy wording, had summoned sketch comedians. During their time inside this first domain, they discovered that each of them will have to defeat a Dark Lord. Dark Lords rule over each domain, and they're all surrounded by mist. During their time collecting magic items to be able to complete this quest, they all gained new supernatural abilities and trained in classic D&D classes, deciding who they were and being cursed as well as gifted in new forms. Del Borovic can talk with ghosts. She also collected the Reality Blade, which lets her carve anything she wishes that she could so desire with her very talented art hands into the air and world around her. Adam McNamara. Oh, I just got a message from Laura because my brain, again, baby, I saw something and now I'm back. Adam was possessed by a symbiote a la Venom, so he can essentially feed that symbiote and himself by either eating brains or wasting people's time. And man, he does not like to waste people's time. He also trained as a barbarian because he's becoming evil, corrupting himself, murdered several villagers, adopted some others as children, tried to raise them to also be evil. He went through the name Shadow and then settled on Shadow Nemesis, becoming the Black Knight and adopting part of the Black Knight's army as his own. He is always accompanied by a squire, an evil little servant of the Black Knight that he keeps promoting or demoting or renaming or giving new abilities to and eventually sacrificing in combat. There's Tyler. He now is green. He's got green skin, flowing black hair. He's got horns. He has a pinky he can remove and do magic with. And he is trained as a blade singer, which is a wizard who hits stuff. He is literally a glass cannon that is fired from 4 feet away. So I guess he's a glass dagger, realistically, or maybe a glass hammer. But he is out there kicking ass and taking names and doing all of that. He also has the ability to speak to Ezra, god of the mists, through what was originally a crown that has become the horns that are projecting out of his skull. Last but not least, there is New Rogue, formerly Guy Bradford, because Guy died and he was brought back. He has ghostly limbs from his elbows to the ends of his hands and from his knees to his feet. Those, they are glowing spectral limbs that drain the life and destroy anything that they touch, except for the goat he has been gifted by the mists, Jack Magnum, his recent companion that he loves very much. And he did get some gray leather boots that may or may not be goatskin. He didn't ask about that, but he can wear those so he doesn't melt those either. He has become a cleric of Ezra. Without his own memories, he is cobbling together who Guy Bradford previously was. But his new identity as New Rogue is someone who wants to serve the amazing god of healing and justice, Ezra, and protect his friends. In the first domain, or season, as one might call it, Adam successfully defeated the Dark Lord and became a Dark Lord himself, which is when our group discovered that turns a realm into someone's personal hellscape. So Adam was going to be betrayed and murdered by everyone. Luckily, they needed to move on. They entered into a second realm, passing through the mists. Along with them came one squire, the Doctor Deputy that has been joining Adam on his ongoing evil quest, technically I think Shadow Nemesis at that point, and Rumple Foreskin, a bone horse, a skeletal horse fueled by fire, who is a mistwalker themselves, hoping to find the rest of the bone horses somewhere in Ravenloft. Dell's basically best friend because all the sketch comedians are insane. As they entered this new realm, Tyler also summoned his new familiar, Ivan the Bat, or other forms that he's taken, but mainly the Bat, who's been hanging out with the party. They arrived in this new space. They traveled along on a carriage that they had claimed, discovered a farm full of dolls that stole their bodies, which they battled back for, only Adam accidentally killed his squire's body, and now his squire is trapped in a doll body. But don't worry, he's promised to help him steal a really cool evil body soon. Note, this hasn't happened. They moved on from the farm and bumped into an evil, flame-controlling demon named Acer Sanguine, who cursed this party as heroes, identified New Rogue as the chosen one because he's just a small-town cleric trying to do the right thing, and we all know that's how every legend starts. Discovering that they were a band of heroes, Acer created evil doppelgangers of each of them, and using lightning cast them about this domain specifically to ruin their names and guarantee they can bring hope to no one. Battling forwards, they discovered Protection Town, where their good friend, Denton Arthur, an elderly artificer, has a beautiful village where unfortunately all of the villagers were lost before he could build his robot army to protect them. He gave the Doctor Deputy, everyone's favorite evil little doll, a robot that he could fly around in to be more capable until he finds a body of his own, and he built them a kick-ass carriage, along with Dell, who had a ring of contrariness for a while that was preventing her from agreeing with anyone's plans, until she ripped it along with her finger off, and Denton Arthur built her a new finger. Having heard through a magical tube system that Denton Arthur has in place, he gave a bracelet to New Rogue, who can now yell tubes, and one of the tubes will appear next to him. He can send a message through. They know that their doppelgangers have begun acting out in various parts of this domain. They heard about Shadow Eater and Poop Face, which is loosely believed to be Shadow Nemesis' doppelganger, battling out in the deserts. Meanwhile, the evil Streamlabbing Tyler has been taking over in the Barren Hills. Having to choose between the two locations, our heroes decided to go to the Barren Hills. They made their way forwards, had to pick whether they were going to stay in the Forest of Screams or the Nameless Graveyard. They wanted to sleep, so they picked the graveyard because it wasn't full of screaming, only to have Thanksgiving. Just a nice thing they discovered was happening because Dell has a phone with her that occasionally can pick up messages, and then they had to battle stone gargoyles and defeated them all. Traveling forwards after this, they made their way to the Barren Hills, where they discovered a were society, a collection of werewolves, were-tigers, were-bears, were-boars, and they were split up. They were a little too honest in their early conversations with the wares, revealing that Shadow Nemesis is a bit of a serial killer and comparing him directly to Jeffrey Dahmer, which would not have necessarily triggered anyone in Ravenloft until they explained who Jeffrey Dahmer was. At that point, Shadow Nemesis was no longer welcome to go find out where this village was. And the Mists gifted Shadow Nemesis, the ultimate evil, with a bracelet that prevents him from lying. In an absolute panic, he abandoned the body and forced Adam back to the surface, leaving Shadow Master, his evil symbiote, to supervise the very innocent and well-meaning Adam until there was a moment they could get rid of the bracelet, and then they would overthrow Adam's good part of himself, aka the Adam we all know, then bring Shadow Nemesis back for a new reign of lying and terror. The party was split at this point. Dell went off to deal with Shadow Nemesis because he just ran and then gave his body away. And New Rogue and Tyler went along with the wares to see the village, where they discovered that everyone was starving because the rootless evergreen, a floating tree that is invisible if you are touching the ground, has been taken over by Streamlabbing Tyler and his evil Hecklins and Jecklins. Realizing that these people are starving and they were going to take New Rogue's goat, they came up with a plan. Tyler was going to lead a fishing expedition to be able to do ground fishing, which requires not touching the ground, and he had a magical solution for that. And New Rogue would happily help, with the fallback being New Rogue's Master Pea Powder, one of the many magical items that he has. It's a powder that can be sprinkled over non-food items that makes them nutritious and edible, as long as there's something you could fit in your mouth and swallow. Yeah. They were going. What the hell happened? Oh, yeah. Dr. Deputy was trapped inside of his shitty robot. Dell tried to free it. The robot started to self-destruct, at which point everyone tried to help who was around. Rumple Foreskin lost a leg. Everyone almost died, but Adam heroically saved them while the robot body exploded. hearing about this explosion, New Rogue wanted to send Tyler to go help, and New Rogue was going to continue fishing, forgetting that New Rogue couldn't make anyone fly, and New Rogue was the healer. So luckily, Tyler really turned that one around and sent our erstwhile healer to be useful. He went along with another cleric that he found to go help his friends. Tyler went on fishing. They successfully got off the ground after Tyler had a hell of a time climbing a rope. Back at the other camp, everyone arrived. They were healed. Then they saw a caravan of carriages coming from the evil demon's flying castle, only to discover that they were the Vistani. It all seemed to be going well until Dr. Deputy, not knowing that Adam was a good person because Dell misled that, believes any time that he is called Mr. Dr. Deputy, that the Black Knight is purposefully lying to try to fool the people around him because it was something the Black Knight put in place. The Black Knight is not present, trapped inside Adam's mind, so Adam just keeps politely calling the doll Mr. Dr. Deputy, at which point the doll has tried to kill the leader of the Vistani, who is a friend of the party, twice. The doll has now been shoved into a bag of holding. It is a high-stakes moment, and New Rogue has been determined that if he can just show the Vistani how Jack Magnum, his mist goat, can do high fives, it will end this tense standoff. He is about to roll animal handling to find out if, under all the pressure, can Jack Magnum do a high five.
Oh God, I forgot.
I think that's everything.
Yeah.
I think I also wait. What did I did tubes for.
You had summoned tubes to try to get Rumple Foreskin's back right leg, which had been severed, a prosthetic build, but you refused to write anything down. So instead, you summoned a pneumatic tube and yelled instructions into it.
Correct.
For the audience who weren't here, I will confirm he heard absolutely nothing back and just assumed it worked. Yeah. And he has told everyone that the prosthetic will be here any minute.
Any minute now. Okay.
Okay. God.
Yeah.
All righty. I think it's time for us to return
There we go.
to Ravenloft.
I'm scared.
Yes.
Yes. New Rogue, you stand with your hands outstretched, slightly closer together than the Jurassic Park, hands spread fully apart Chris Pratt. You have made the sound. You have given the command. You know that an entire Vistani caravan are looking at you and Jack Magnum, and this is perhaps a moment that could save everyone's lives if only this trick turns out super cool. Can you roll me an animal handling?
Come on, Jack Magnum, you got this. We practiced this.
Have you blessed yourself?
Have I blessed myself? I have not.
Okay. But you did bless a very certain goat. So add the blessing to this roll because Jack Magnum has been enhanced.
Ooh. Jack Magnum, enhance. What? So what am I? What am I?
Bless guy.
Hold on. oh, I see. My spell bless.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, great. So
that you cast on the goat, specifically not some of your other companions.
I can roll a d4. Okay.
Okay. So, so add that to your roll.
Here goes, baby. Yes. That's a 19.
Yay! A 19. Jack Magnum rears back, just goes, and high tens you with both paws. And there's a moment of silence. And then you just hear, yes! And people go fucking apeshit. The Vistani, it turns out, love goat tricks. They love animals. The Vistani, people are jumping out of carriages, just going apeshit. And then they all look at you and just go, again! And freeze in place.
Okay, Jack, you did it. Now we got to do it one more time. This time, put a little stink on it. Here goes, buddy. Yeah, no, stink.
Animal handling.
It just means you do a special little thing, something you think's really cool. Fuck!
That's the sound of a guy dropping a dime. Incredible.
Oh, shit! Do I still do a D4 on that one?
Yes, you do.
That's a 23.
Wow. You should roll
sorry.
the floor more often.
Sorry. I have to take off. It's a 22. I have my animal handling thing. Yeah.
Oh my God.
22.
Was that rolled on a nat 20 or no?
No, that was a 19, but I got a 4.
Jack Magnum leaps into the air, tags you with the front hoofs, does a spin, tags you with the back hoofs, does another spin, tags you with the front hoof and lands, and you just have a whole caravan go, no fucking way, no way. Vistani are running in circles. They do not know what to do. Lisette Renard has fallen to her knees with her hands on her face, and she's, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen. How do you do any of this? This is worthy of a tale.
Well, I mean, just when you have a bond with a lovable little creature like this and a little bit of faith, anything's possible.
Tonight we revel! And the caravan circles and begins setting up an elaborate Vistani circus. You are seeing fire breathing. You are seeing juggling. There is clown work. Everyone is celebrating, and all of them are thrilled as Jack Magnum seems to go around camp and just watch as different things happen, just pacing around. And you realize the Vistani are performing for all of you, but the Vistani are especially performing for Jack Magnum, because you did not know this, but the Vistani are absolute suckers for an animal that can do tricks. They just love it.
Well, guys, looks like Jack Magnum saved the day. And I'm betting any moment now, Rumpleforeskin, you'll be receiving a brand new leg courtesy of Mr. Denton to the Arthur. So, yeah. That's the power.
New Rogue has reapproached the carriage. Del, you are there. Adam, you have stepped out to join. And Rumpleforeskin has hobbled over along with Billy Bob Thornton. What do you say to each other after this very strange turn of events?
New Rogue, you really did it. You turned it all around.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goat can really do moves. That was super fun.
I know, right? And he's cute, and I can touch him, and I don't kill him or explode him or nothing when I do it.
Ooh.
Right?
That's not what happens normally when you touch people.
Yeah. I have these like necrotic death hands because I was reborn after dying, and it's a curse.
Ooh.
But I'm trying to make the best of it. You know.
How did you come back?
How did I come back? Yeah, well, you guys brought me back, right? Which one of you rascals? Ezra did.
Ezra
What?
did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there for that.
Right. No. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. It was just the touch of Ezra. None of these folks did anything. It was just Ezra. Oh, baby. Oh, love him. Want to hug him, squeeze him, feel him, kiss him.
Right. But you came back as Shadow Rogue, right? You were Shadow Rogue. When did you become New Rogue? I mean, I know that's your name because I heard it, but like, what happened?
Well, I feel like I graduated into the New Rogue because I found myself a bit more, and I was no longer wandering through the shadows. Plus, you were Shadow Nemesis, so it's kind of just a buzzkill having to be associated with, evil.
Well, it was just confusing because you both had the same first name, so that made it hard.
And one of you, it appears, was a cleric, and the other was Jeffrey Dahmer, I believe, was the comparison that was drawn for me.
Wait, what?
Oh, no. Who would say
Yeah, you
something
described
like that?
this one as Dahmer. You said he was a serial killer
No.
Who said what? Who said I was Jeffrey Dahmer?
No one said that.
I did.
No.
Why did you call me Jeffrey Dahmer for?
No.
It was like the
Adam.
Netflix
You just
show.
walked up to a
Adam
whole
is
group of
here.
people and just called me Jeffrey Dahmer?
Anyways, I'm a cleric.
What the hell, man?
And you're also a cleric.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Can I just defend myself here?
Look how cool everything is here. Like, look, there's a person doing fire tricks.
Del, thank you, but I need to clear my name, okay? Fire tricks always distract me, but they're not going to distract me this time. So,
Can you
listen.
roll me a wisdom saving throw?
Until now. Wow.
No, I just want to know if you can defend yourself with your full attention or if you can defend yourself with half your attention, sometimes getting distracted by fire while defending yourself.
And another thing, hold on a minute. All right, well, that's an 18.
18, you are not distracted by fire. You need to defend yourself against these accusations of Dahmerism.
Yeah, all right. I'm sorry, other person. I forgot your name. What is it? I have to tell the truth.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm Billy Bob Thornton. I'm a cleric of the goddess. Are you kidding me? Oh, and if you're wondering, and she points over, and you see two large were-tigers, black and white striped, with weapons, stepping over a hill. And she says, "Yeah, so they're going to be here. They're a bit of security, and that's Prickly Pete and Rigatoni Pastifer."
Oh, okay. I think I just need to clear the air a little bit. I don't know if you know who Jeffrey Dahmer is, but in our world, he's a really bad guy who did a lot of bad things. And I don't know if you can you sense magic? Or because I'm wearing this bracelet, and this bracelet apparently makes me tell the truth. So I'm going to tell you right now, with this bracelet that tells the truth, I am not a Jeffrey Dahmer monster that runs around and eats people. Okay? And that is, like, touch it. That is the truth. That is the absolute truth. So I don't know why he's calling me that. Okay? So I don't know if there's some weird joke because I wasn't around for a while. So
can you roll me a persuasion?
All right. What's my persuasion? It is, 3. All right. Okay. Which makes it a total of 11.
This weirdly checks out, she says, having rolled a nat 20. And then she reaches out and passes a hand over you. And you can see just a small rippling wave of energy over her hand.
Ooh.
And she says, "I can sense good in you. And at the same time, I can sense the blackest evil."
Huh?
Being able to detect good and evil is one of my skills.
Oh, okay.
Somehow, I can feel both in you. The surface now is good, but hidden somewhere in you is just the ultimate evil.
Well, that's the worst kind of evil.
Yes, I agree.
Oh.
Though there's a certain argument that casual indifference is also the ultimate evil.
Well, I guess that kind of proves that I'm not lying then, that I'm not a bad person.
It proves that you believe that. The truth is relative. If someone could convince you you're an evil person, then if that bracelet does what you said, you'd have to say that you are evil.
I will be completely honest here, cards at the table. Adam is showing a side of himself that has not been seen from these eyes for basically my entire existence. So I know that he is prone to trickery at times, but if what you are reading is, I'm saying right now is the most pure-hearted version of you I've ever seen, and I believe it to be true. But I also know you have some malevolent forces living inside of you.
We should just stop before the butt. Dell, do you want to?
Yeah. See, Adam is great. A bomb exploded by the carriage, and he selflessly threw himself in front of it.
Yeah.
And it's the only reason we're not all dead right now. So
I grew really big.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Adam. Good job. Good, Adam.
Look, you don't need to thank me. I tried to. I just wish I could have thrown it away because I guess I kind of surprised myself by growing big. But look, is there something I can do to kind of convince everybody that I'm on the up and up? That I'm not going to Jeffrey Dahmer your whole family or something like that?
There is one thing you could maybe do, says Lisette Renard, stepping out of the crowd. I'm here to specifically speak with perhaps you, she looks to Dell. And it seems if you've found your heart, then perhaps you, Adam, I believe you said it was.
Oh, yep.
All right. I guess I don't think I need to be here for this. You're a cleric who's been resummoned from death by your god, and you're trying to keep your friends on the straight and narrow?
Yeah, that's my thing.
You and I should go get a drink, because I feel like there's something here. I'm fascinated by you and your god.
Oh, you don't praise Ezra?
Oh, no, none of those sneaky, misty gods for me. You know, I like a good, reasonable god.
Sneaky, you say?
Do you not know much about Ezra?
Yeah, I know a lot. I know he tickles me with his love all the time, and it makes me feel good. Yeah. Why? What do you know about Ezra that I don't?
All right, we're going to go have a talk. And Billy Bob Thornton just starts to steer you away from the group. And you realize there are big conversations to be had, both about Ezra and about Adam. But we're going to cut to a fishing hut 50 feet in the sky with a rope net.
Yay!
Tyler, you have been sitting next to Midas Fern. You both have your rods. They're about 10 feet long, extended out this floating hole in the sky. They have very long tails woven out of very thin strands. And along the way, you're seeing a lot of different bones, very thin, almost fish rib style bones, only scaled up to be nearly 3 feet long. And as you've watched Midas just jerk her rod back and forth, you can see the little ends of the bones just tapping gently on the stones beneath you. Do you try to copy? What's your plan here? Midas does not communicate well, as you know, because Midas cannot talk, nor does she have an interest in going back and forth with messages with you.
Yeah. We've got, a village, a town to feed, so I want to, do my part, but I don't want to participate at the cost of scaring, the worms away. So I would be, whether she likes it or not, I'd be checking in with Midas to make sure that I'm doing this right. Or if I'm doing more harm than help, I would stop, kind of thing. So I would send a message to be like this, or should I do something different?
What are you doing?
I'm trying my best to copy her motions.
Can you roll me a sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand. That is going to be, that's going to be a 7.
You just hear her go, ugh, and she reaches over, refusing to respond to you in the message form, and places her hands over yours and starts slowing down the twitches. You were moving faster, and as you realize as she starts to show you the comparison, you were jerking the end of your rod further back and forth. Okay. And as you listen to the sounds below, you're realizing that as you move slower and more carefully, you're getting more of an arrhythmic tinkling, just a very quiet patter that sounds more organic on the ground than it did beforehand with the tips of the bones layered into your rod.
Okay. You're killing, guy.
I'm sorry. It's just so suggestive.
Do you have a problem with suggestive material, guy? Is that a bridge too far for you?
Dirty mind guy. Okay, sorry.
Okay, sorry. I couldn't help but call it out. Then I try to adjust my my technique, to basically kind of like adopt the motion that she's kind of put upon me with her hands over mine, and as she takes them away, I want to basically see if I can just keep that consistent.
Great. She is now sitting next to you. She goes back to her rod, and you are both starting to do this. Can you roll me a sleight of hand, this time with advantage?
Not good so far. Second roll. Oh, man. That's an 8. I am improving, but not by a wide enough margin.
And beside you, you just hear go, ugh, and she reaches out and cuffs you in the back of the head quite hard, and then takes your hands very firmly in hers and slows you down again. And you realize you've been accidentally doing vertical movement while you were going side to side, and she wants no verticality. This is just sliding the ribs and bones below back and forth on the stones. No waves, just a gentle side-to-side motion. And she sits back and doesn't even touch her rod. She just crosses her arms and stares daggers at you and gestures for you to try.
And I do. I try.
Sleight of hand with advantage. Which for you would mean flat because your exhaustion's starting to show again now.
Thank you. So that's just a 6.
Oh.
I'm like, I can stop. I will stop. We've got an hour up here, and then this thing goes away that we're sitting in. I'm so sorry. I can cast it again, but that's it.
She reaches out and takes your rod and folds all of the line up and wraps it around it. And then she stands up and she takes you where you're seating and turns you around so you face the corner. And she leaves you sitting like that. It sits back and starts quietly fishing.
And I'm like, oof, all right. I mean, I'll summon Ivan. I still want to learn kind of thing. And I can respect her mean gestures of sit in the corner. I can't babysit and feed my family all at the same time kind of vibes. I get it. But Ivan can be my eyes and ears and can observe her fishing technique. I'll have him fly around.
Great. How do you summon Ivan?
I'll do it as a ritual. So we don't do the snap summon. This one, I've got time. I'm sitting in a corner. She's doing her own thing. Why do we need to involve each other in our business?
That's good. You feel a hand about to cuff you, not. And you successfully summon Ivan. How are you using Ivan to watch what's happening here?
I can see through the eyes and ears of my familiar, so I will say like, "Hey, Ivan, buddy.
Hey, man. Yeah, I'm back.
This is Midas Fern over my shoulder here. She cannot speak, but she is fishing for worms, which the werefolk of this area eat. And I'm trying to learn how to fish, but I'm really fucking bad at it. I'm in timeout. I'm really bad at it. I was wondering if you could, though, take a look for me at what she's up to and what she does, and let me watch and take a little bit of extra time to figure this out.
Oh, yeah, you want practice? That's cool. Okay, just a second. And Ivan will fly down and land on your shoulder and peer over you. So you don't have to deal with any of the nausea of a bat flying because it is a static camera.
Yep.
You are now in an interesting circumstance, though, of looking through Ivan's eyes while trying to practice the same motions you are seeing with your hands, which is tricky because it's out of body and in body. Can you roll me an Arcana to see what you would learn here?
Okay. And this would be at disadvantage because I have exhaustion. So 16. We'll take the 4 plus my Arcana. It's for a total of 9.
Total of 9. You aren't quite connecting between your hands and Ivan. You're realizing you're going to have to watch and then try and do these things separately. You won't be able to put them together. Which means it's going to take you even longer than you had hoped. But what else are you going to do? You're staring into the corner. Yeah, a quick ad break right here. Del, knowing that you have been trying to keep the equilibrium, I'm going to have you roll initiative. And Guy, if you can roll initiative, we'll see which conversation we're going to journey to first.
13.
16.
We cut to the beer tent where the Vistani are currently celebrating and have ale and mead and other drinks available freely and flowing for everyone who is passing through. New Rogue, you are seeing a bunch of different overturned barrels that people are sitting on. There are stools, there are small tables. Billy Bob Thornton goes up and just asks for the darkest ale they've got. And she takes that over to one of the tables and sits down, a table that only has 2 seats. You find yourself looking at the Vistani brewmaster. What are you going to ask for?
I don't really consume much. So, you know what? I'm just going to do the same thing. Dark drink, please.
Okay. And here you go.
Thank you.
Schmendrick's ale, just for you. I'm Schmendrick, enjoy. And you get handed a dark stout in a beaten copper mug.
Oh, looks great. So, you were saying things about my Lord and Savior?
Oh, you're talking to me. Take a seat. Yeah, we can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want to know? What do you think Ezra is?
I think Ezra is a being that gives so much. It's the god of life. Can restore people, renew them. What else do I think? He's just full of love, and he lives in the mists, and he has his angels and watchers who also live in the mists. And I hope someday that I get to sit on a cloud with him.
All right. So the thing that Ezra has done for you is bring you back from the dead and give you hands and feet that'll kill anyone or anything that you touch, right?
Yeah, but not Jack Magnum.
But not the goat.
Right.
So if Ezra is just this shiny god of life that wants everything to be good and to live in the clouds with what must be a perpetually boring existence, why would Ezra give you hands that kill everything you touch?
Okay, so I've actually thought about this, and it's because life is difficult. And I am presented with a challenge, and if I conquer these challenges, I become a better version of myself, and I have more endurance.
All right, it seems like you've done a lot of internal work. Mm-hmm. If Ezra's a god of life, why do you have necrotic energy in you? Wouldn't it be life energy making things more challenging instead of death energy in your hands?
Well, it makes me feel stronger about life. The fact that I can vanquish it so easily.
I'm going to guess that you're self-taught as a cleric. Like, did you teach yourself most of this?
Well, no. There was Lady Abassi. She's also a cleric of Ezra.
That's good.
She was in the previous realm.
Study with her.
It was like, I don't know, I would say all in all, like maybe a few hours. It stretched over like a day or something, but it was really thorough. I would say that was like a big bulk of my life was dedicated to learning about Ezra.
Oh, yeah, because you were brought back from the dead, so your life was relatively short. Yeah. See, here's the thing. I am a cleric of the goddess Are You Kidding Me? Who is the goddess of sarcasm, wit, and knowledge. The first one requires the last two. It's a bit of a common sense god. She's a bit of a common sense goddess.
Can I write that down? I want to write that down, and I want to produce. I'm sorry, Mead Man, Ale. Do you have something I can write this down with? I forgot your name already.
Schmendrick's got whatever you need, and Schmendrick goes over and gives you a scroll.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so Are You Kidding Me?
And a piece of charcoal so you could write on it.
Thank you. How do you spell that? So that's
Are You Kidding Me? Mm-hmm. It's spelled like you think it's spelled. Again, common sense.
Oh.
So it sounds like you've got a great god with a really big handle on it. But here's the thing. You're talking about light, and mist is the opposite of light. Mist obscures light. It's not darkness necessarily in my experience, but if you're looking at mist, I mean, I'm imagining you've had experiences with the mists, traveling, giving, taking away, things being surprising.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, so have you considered that Ezra may, in fact, be a god of obfuscation, trickery, and confusion? Maybe more of a neutral god than a shining god of endless light and support?
Okay. So I feel very attacked by everything you're saying right now, because the only other person that said anything about like anything that's the same vein of what you're saying is a Shadow Nemesis, the one who you know as Dahmer. And I mean, what
did the Dahmer say about this?
Well, he said that Ezra just takes and basically that he's pretty much like bad luck. He told his minion that Ezra killed him. I mean, he's just all the worst things that you can think of. He thinks of
Ezra. Said Ezra is tremendously evil.
Yeah, that was one of the things, I'm pretty sure.
All right, you've been alive for how long? Like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're looking at that, most young people tend to see the world in a bit of black and white. You're either shining virtue or you are tremendous evil. You're 2 weeks old, so I can understand that assumption. But there are a lot of things in the world that are a bit more grey, like mist.
Okay.
Having a god who's neutral may mean that god does good things and does bad things, or maybe looks after their own interests, or maybe just does things to be entertained. I could be wrong. I'm just, are you kidding me? It's all got to be pretty chill with me, but...
Okay. Well, I appreciate this as one cleric to another. I take everything you say into consideration, though I may not fully agree. Tell me more about, are you kidding me? What, they are the god of, what was it?
Sarcasm, wit, and knowledge, otherwise known as common sense.
Okay. And how do you pray? How do you pray to Are You Kidding Me?
I try to lead a reasonable life, point out when things are stupid, challenge things that don't entirely make sense, and in the end, try to help people live reasonably.
Okay, but how do you pray? Get into it. Tell me,
by
how do you do it?
Reasonable things. You're licking your lips right now, and I'm not sure what that
Yeah, and I'm raising my eyebrows. Come on, you can tell me we're two clerics. Come on. Can
you roll me a persuasion?
That's a 14.
You really want to get close, she gives air quotes, to Ezra, don't you?
I mean, I am kind of close already. I mean, I don't talk to him or anything, but I have these powers, right? So
is this this got to be your first relationship, right?
Yeah. Well,
yes.
Yeah.
Just
Jack
in terms
Magnum's
of
an animal, but he's a cute animal. But no.
Different. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
One of the other things young people tend to do in earlier relationships that I would suggest you might want to think about as just a matter of common sense. Mm-hmm. They tend to fall in love with the idea of a person instead of the actual person. They idealize them and they make them into a thing that they want them to be rather than the thing they are. Like if you took a god and made them a shining, endless light and love with your own visions of heaven, and you labeled the relationship as one thing, but you were actually praying to a god that's a little bit more mercurial and strange, and you don't actually know what you should be doing to spread that church.
Okay, well, say you're right, and I'm just young, dumb. And,
never said dumb, said young, different.
Okay. Well then, I mean, I'm stuck with my lot. Okay, so I'm raised in the image of Ezra, pretty much, probably, I guess. I can't leave a god. You say it's a person, but he's a god. I'm not talking about this person or that person on the street in Ravenloft. I'm talking about a god, man. And I couldn't just leave a god. Who leaves a god? I don't know. You're not making any sense.
Well, you don't necessarily need to leave the god, but it may be time for you to take your relationship a little bit deeper.
Oh, okay, can you got me on that one?
Can you roll me an insight?
Oh wait, I get to add +1 because of this, and that's a 9.
You realize that you may have actually been having a more superficial relationship with Ezra than you at first realize. It comes to you that there's been a lot of tickling and a lot of praying, but not a lot of signs and not a lot of consistency in terms of what you should be doing for Ezra. And maybe it's time for some more introspection. You've got this friend here at the bar who you can talk to maybe try to figure out how to take things past the physical and maybe more into an emotional bond between you and Ezra on an ongoing basis. I'm not going to say you have to. I'm just going to flag that as a conversation you're continuing to have. Meanwhile, back over by the ruined wagon, half blown open with two bad, terrible, heavy crossbows poorly mounted on that side, you are standing with Lisette Renard, Adam, and Dell. And she says, there is only... All right, so I talked with Paul Rudd, and I tried to understand what had happened at Protection Town. What had happened at Appy Town, sorry. There's so many towns, and they all have tremendously literal names.
Wait, Paul Rudd's here? What? What's happening?
No. He's
not here. He was...
Lisette, go ahead.
I miss Paul Rudd. Oh, I love Quantumania.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
I mean, according to Shadow Nemesis, no, you don't. But
What?
Paul Rudd was trying to explain, I mean, mainly about movies he'd been in and other things that were important to him. But I realized when I talked to the townsfolk that the Black Knight was possessed by a symbiote, if you know what I'm talking about. Are you aware of this?
Yeah. I know who Shadow Master is.
Yeah, I'm the best.
Oh, yes. He says hi.
That is very nice. So one of the problems with symbiotes is that they gradually can corrupt the one that they possess and drive them into darkness and hunger. Have you found this to be true?
I say, looking at my bracelet. Well, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't really remember a lot. I remember.
No comment. Just from me. You can keep talking, but I'm not going to give a comment.
Sorry. Shadow Master says he's not giving a comment. But I remember meeting Shadow Master. I remember naming Shadow Master. I remember him giving me powers. I remember a lot of power. And then it kind of gets foggy. I remember drinking on a ship. I remember this song that doesn't end, and then something about a jail cell. I don't know. I kind of just it was. Have you ever been knocked out and you just kind of come to one day? Well, that's kind of what happened. I don't know, a few hours ago. So I don't really remember much.
All right. That is unsettling for you. Del, is this a conversation we should have with him, or should we maybe have this conversation separately?
Yeah. Adam, maybe you want to go hang out with Rumpleforeskin and, watch some of the events or get a snack or something?
Can I be a part of the conversation that's about me? Is that okay?
Can you both roll me dueling persuasions?
Yeah. Oh, shit. I'm gonna use inspiration on this. I really don't want to have to manage all of this. This is more selfish than anything, but... Oh, fuck.
I'm not sure what your swearing means, because I don't think I rolled very well either. So.
I rolled a 10.
Oh, okay, because I rolled... I rolled a total of 14.
Fuck. I rolled worse before.
Oh, phew, okay.
All right, it sounds like you both are the ones who need to hear this. So it's time I teach you something about symbiotes and maybe a way to deal with them.
Oh.
We'll take a quick commercial break right here.
Okay.
It is only fair that you hear this. So it turns out there is no way to remove one of these symbiotes from a person. I knew it. There's just no way for you to do that. But there is a way to, say, change the relationship. It turns out if you take someone who is in a single form and gift them with, shall we say, a different curse, the symbiote can be carried over. I was hoping to tell you, but you ended up with the werefolk anyways. If you are to take someone with a symbiote, and as you have, my friend, and they are to be bitten by one of the werefolk, then the symbiote will only take control when they are in their monstrous form. Paul Rudd explained it to me as a bit of a, like the Incredible Hulk. If they are in moments of high emotion, they may transform unwillingly. Otherwise, it would just occur when they give themselves over to the power
Oh. Hey, hey, okay. So so if I became a werewolf, then would I? Okay, hold on. So I like about the symbiote that he gives me Spider-Man powers, but if would I lose the Spider-Man powers and then have like werewolf Spider-Man powers?
I don't entirely understand the question. I'm here to tell you how to avoid your evil personality that I believe is overtaking you.
Right.
Hey, that evil personality has its uses. Let's not just shit talk evil here.
Oh, Shadow Master, they can't hear you. But
I'm talking to you.
What? You're talking to me?
I don't care about them.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't want this. This is dog shit. This is a terrible idea.
Well,
You're out here to get rid of that bracelet, then go back in your box. Those are your two jobs.
Adam, are you okay?
Oh, sorry, Shadow Master. Shadow Master's telling me that I need to get rid of my bracelet and go back in my box. Wait a minute, what? What? You guys keep me in a box? What the hell's happening here?
No, we don't
Jeffrey
keep you in a
Dahmer,
box.
you keep me in a box?
You like it in there. You like it.
Well, apparently, I like it in the box, so you're lucky.
I don't entirely know what's going on, but what I'm saying is if you're being overwhelmed by another evil personality, you could allow yourself or get yourself bitten by one of these wares, and then you would be you as you are now on an ongoing basis, unless you give in to your overwhelming anger or, are overwhelmed with emotion and they overtake you.
Now, do they have to bite me? Can I just I don't want to get bit by somebody. That sounds like that would hurt or something. Can I get
Yeah, that does sound like it would hurt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, Shadow Master thinks it'll hurt too.
Adam, you feel an energy overcoming you as Shadow Master attempts to charm you and take control of this situation. Can you roll me a DC 15 charisma save?
Oh, charisma. How charismatic am I? 5. All right, I'm pretty
And
charismatic.
you do have danger sense.
Oh, danger
Because it
sense.
is a charisma save, so you will be rolling with advantage.
Modified
Ooh.
danger sense.
So I need to match or beat 15.
Correct.
Okay. I guess with +5, I guess I did. I barely. 16.
You feel Shadow Master attempt to overwhelm you, and you instinctively push Shadow Master back into your mind, and Shadow Master fails to take control. Hey,
Ooh.
I'm supposed to be. What? Oh, fuck.
Hold on, Shadow Master. Okay, we can have a conversation later. I'm talking with this lady about Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk. So let's just calm down, all right?
It's bad. I don't like it.
I'll tell you about Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk later too. Don't worry.
I know about that. I'm inside your brain.
What? I mean, I guess that makes sense. I knew.
I
that.
know what you know. We are one. We are we.
Oh right, yeah. Oh right, just like Venom. Okay, I get it. I get you. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stop
Dell,
talking
you
to
have just
you.
been hearing the wells and pauses because Adam is not as practiced as Shadow Nemesis of having the voice just in his
talking
head.
out
You're
loud,
hearing
yeah.
Everything he has said, you just heard his half of the conversation.
Man, so at least that. So maybe if he's half werewolf, this will stop. The presence won't take over, like when there's no full moon or whatever.
That's the thing. If he was to transform, it would put the Shadow Master in the driver's seat. But while he is himself, he would be your friend.
But I'm in control right now. So do I really want to give unlimited control to Shadow Master? And if I turn into some sort of monster werewolf, won't that be even worse? Wouldn't that just give Shadow Master so much power that he could literally do whatever he wanted in that form?
Adam.
Well, wouldn't it? So maybe I shouldn't be a werewolf then.
Oh, Adam, think about how much time you remember.
Uh-huh.
All of the time that you don't remember, you're sort of evil. That's why New Rogue said that stuff.
Define evil. Well, what am I doing that's evil? Am I like kicking kids or something like that? Like what am I doing?
Lots of murders.
Well, like, I mean,
Not nice ones.
self-defense murders.
No.
What do you... Del,
I mean, I didn't want to tell you. It's just, but if there's some way to help fix it, maybe that's different. I just
Del.
hoped that you would just stay.
remember when Beanbag was having all those really successful shows and you didn't want to tell me about it because you thought it would hurt my feelings, but then you
Yeah.
eventually did tell me about it? Remember how good it felt just to get out with it? So just tell me the truth. It'll help.
Yeah, I mean, it did really spur you to work harder on doing, scripts and really.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, tell him the truth like you did about the beanbag.
I
Yeah.
don't know what I would do without Beanbag, oddly enough.
Yeah.
The truth shall set him free.
And when your shadow nemesis, you sort of don't really like any of us and also try to do whatever's the most evil thing. And that's why your sidekick is a little evil guy that we had to shove in a bag because he just wants to murder things, and so do you.
Can you roll me a persuasion, Del? And Adam, can you roll me a wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving. Oh, my wisdom is 0. All right.
The wisdom saving throw represents your innate belief that you cannot be doing these things because you can't imagine a world where you would.
Well, I rolled an 8.
Fuck it, I'm gonna use my last inspiration. I'm rolling so badly. I'm just like, please. I keep screwing things up for Adam. I just want to try and make it, please get through to Adam. That's a 15.
And Adam, what did you roll?
I rolled an 8.
Del's not lying to you.
Wow. Okay. So I'm actually Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, Adam, you're not. That's the whole point. That's what Lisette's saying. It's the.
Well, I'm not, but this other side of me is this shadow nemesis that's, I don't know, that's made up of every evil impulse, every bad thought I might have had, maybe he's just fear incarnate, every problem I've ever had, everything I've never addressed, just made flesh and wanting just to take it out on everybody.
There's a lot of rage, but that doesn't make you a bad person. It's not you. It's not who you are deep down.
Well, thank you for telling me. I think the next step we got to do is just make sure that Shadow Nemesis never comes back. And I think this bracelet here is the key.
It's the reason Shadow Nemesis ran away. He didn't want to tell the truth.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, look, I don't know. I can't atone for, I can't speak for what I did, but I can try to be a better friend, I guess. And as long as this bracelet's on me, I don't think we really have anything to worry about. I guess I'm just thankful I don't remember any of the stuff I did, because I honestly don't think I could be around you guys if I knew how much I hurt you.
Dude, Adam, you're okay. You're our friend. Okay? So don't.
Yeah, well, you're all my friends. So yeah, it's a lot to take in to know that I had this in me, even that it's not, like I didn't even know I had that side of me, let alone that it can get out at any moment.
Well, Adam, please just take a beat and remember that we're all struggling here in this weird other world. Like, we've all done things we would never do. It doesn't make you a bad person.
Del, can you roll me a persuasion? And Adam, can you roll me a perception?
Perception. Perception 0. That is 11.
14.
Del seems to be making some good points. There was a chance you would spiral inwards and be unable to see how honest she is being in this moment. But she's getting through to you just by her sheer determination that there is a difference between Adam and apparently Shadow Nemesis.
Okay, well, I think we need to make some sort of contingency or something. If this Shadow Nemesis comes back, and if it has, when I was Shadow Nemesis, did I ever try to like hurt everybody? Was I constantly like attacking you or something, or?
Well, not on purpose. But I mean, we're always kind of a team player, but also kind of just on your own side, I guess. I feel like everyone should be here to talk to you about this. I didn't want to just spring this on you, just me and you know?
But I didn't like attack anybody. That's what you're saying. I'm not like, I didn't hurt anybody. That's all I want to know. I didn't hurt any of my friends.
Not on purpose, I don't think.
I mean, you kind of hurt your adopted daughter.
What?
That's going to be the end of the episode. Right?
That's the end of this episode, listener, but next week you could become a watcher and affect the Jester's adventures by joining our Twitch stream, which happens every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's Toronto time. If you join our Twitch chat, you can give the cast magical items, name NPCs, and decide the events that shape Ravenloft. So, catch up on the story, follow Dum Dum Dice on Twitch, and join our weekly stream right away. Jesters of Ravenloft features the voices of players Tyler Hewitt, Borovic, Guy Bradford, and Adam McNamara, alongside Dungeon Master Ryan LaPlante. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Jesters of Ravenloft's artwork was created by Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC. Our theme song is Dark Mysterious Halloween Night by Sound Gallery by Dimitri Taras, and our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, whose music is available at freemusicarchive.org. For all things Dum-Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. Now get out of here before the mist gets you too.
Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Guy Edwards, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Garbo Abe, Locke, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia de los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head, Nomad, the Wise Paladin of the Badlands, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, Gus Schreider, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Old Man Mojo, Dragonfly, The Body Barrelers, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.